It was pouring rain outside. The heavy downpour, which began after evening, showed no sign of stopping. This old age home in Kadamtola was already secluded, surrounded by trees, a pond, and distant rice fields. While days were peaceful, the nights here drew a blanket of eerie solitude over everyone. In a small room on the west corner lived two elderly women, Aparna and Momita, both nearly 80. They were brought together by loneliness. Aparna, a lifelong nurse, never married, having spent her life serving people. Momita's only child, Somi, married and settled abroad. Distance and time had separated the mother and daughter. This old age home was now their haven, a safer place than living alone in the city of Kolkata. Momita was watching the rain by the window. Aparna, nursing a cold, was wiping her eyes with cotton. Momita suddenly spoke. Aparnadi, did you hear? They saw a strange light at night near the nursery on the east side.
Aparna smiled. A light? What are you talking about? I haven't heard anything. No, really. Shefali's daughter mentioned seeing a shadow near the window when she went to the toilet last night. It looked human, but not quite. Aparna frowned. The night plays tricks, Mo, especially on a rainy night like this. Momita insisted. Maybe, but I don't know why. My heart feels like something strange is happening. Like someone is here, someone old. Why else would Basanta, the manager, try to cover the matter up? The wind howled outside, rattling the window panes. A dog's long howl and a loud peal of thunder pierced the night. Momita huddled, then asked Aparna innocently, Forget that. Aparnadi, may I ask you something personal? You won't mind, will you? Aparna smiled brightly. My personal life? What is the question? Aparnadi, God gave you great beauty, which is still visible, and you had such a good government job. Didn't anyone ever love you? Why didn't you marry? Aparna fell silent. The silence grew heavier. She closed her eyes, letting a memory resurface. In a soft voice, she confessed, Honestly, yes, I loved the wrong man once, but a spirit saved me from making the ultimate mistake. You may not believe it, but it's a true story. After that, I never felt like building a home with anyone else. Momita was bewildered. Really? A spirit? What kind of story is that? Tell me. A strange glint appeared in Aparna's eyes. It was true. It was the most terrifying night of my life. I haven't forgotten it to this day. Lightning flashed, briefly illuminating the room. Momita moved closer to Aparna. What happened? Aparna began her story slowly. I had just started my new job at a medium-sized government hospital in a small town. I must have been 24. Night duty was scary, but it was my job. It was the end of the Bengali month of Ashwin. It was raining that night too, with thick black clouds and constant lightning. Even now, at 78, when I recall that night, my body shivers. It was the most horrifying event of my life. I lived in the hospital's ladies' hostel, an old building with peeling paint, rusty railings, and a squeaky bathroom door. It was deep night and the whole hostel was asleep. I woke up suddenly, for no reason. I felt like someone had called my name very softly. Aparna, Aparna. The room was dark. My roommate was fast asleep. The rain was drumming outside. I needed to go to the washroom. Wrapping myself in a shawl, I stepped into the semi-dark corridor. The lights were dim. Rainwater had seeped in through the windows, making the floor wet and slippery. I stopped right in front of the toilet door. My heart pounded. The door was ajar. I could hear water dripping inside and a strange, taut silence. Sleepily, I pushed the door open and my breath hitched. The sight was more terrifying than a nightmare. A girl was hanging from the ceiling beam, self-hanged. A white long frock, wet hair clinging to her shoulders. Her eyes were wide, bulging out. Her tongue was half out. She wasn't one of the girls from our hostel. My throat was dry, but I tried to scream, But then, miraculously, the girl vanished into thin air like mist wiping away. It happened in mere seconds. I stumbled back, hitting the bathroom wall. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it would tear through my chest. Was it a hallucination brought on by sleep? I was about to run back to my room when I sensed someone standing right behind me. I slowly turned to look and saw her again, right behind me. Her eyes were huge, staring. Her lips were blue, and a rope mark scarred her neck. Water was dripping from her wet clothes. I tried to scream again, but my throat was a wooden stick. No sound came out. The girl spoke in a cold voice. "Don't be afraid. I haven't come to hurt you. My name is Ranjana." I shuddered. She stepped closer, her voice laced with pain, anger, and sorrow. "Don't trust Arindam. He will betray you." I was stunned. My words were slurred. Arindam, but Arindam and I, we love each other." She cut me off. He was my lover too. I was thrown into confusion. He used me. He ruined my life with false promises. Then he found another girl and threw me away. That's his real nature. I will punish him, but sister, I need to warn you. You are my friend's sister. Don't fall into his trap, sister. He will destroy your life. You too will be forced to choose the path of suicide like me. Remember my words, sister. Her eyes held a deep, grave-like sorrow. She said slowly, "I was a victim of his deceit. I request you, don't make the same mistake. I was forced to commit suicide out of shame because I was pregnant." She extended her hand towards me. In her palm was a small silver locket. "Arindam gave it to me," he said, "forever. I am giving it to you today." My trembling hands took the locket. The spirit girl, Ranjana, said, "Ask Arindam who he gave this locket to and why. Then you'll know I am telling you the truth." With that, she vanished just as she had appeared. No sound, no wind, just emptiness. I ran back to my room and stayed awake all night. I decided I had to find out the truth. The next morning, after duty, I met Arindam as usual, pretending nothing had happened. Arindam was the handsome son of a rich family, and I was completely infatuated with him. He had been urging me to go on a trip to Digha with him. But the sudden event of that night haunted me. If a friend had warned me, I might not have believed her, thinking she was jealous, but this was different. After some small talk, I suddenly called Arindam's name and showed him the locket. "Do you know this locket, Arindam?" He was startled at first. Then he denied it. No, that's not mine." I confronted him. "Don't lie. This locket belonged to the one you said forever to. Have you forgotten Ranjana, the girl whose trust you broke and whose life you forced to end, Arindam?" Arindam shouted in anger, "You are spreading slander. I don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore."
He denied the whole thing and started acting hysterically. Though heartbroken by his reaction, I knew in my heart that Ranjana had not lied. I left that day without saying anything more. I was sick with a fever for a week. About 7 days later, Sumita, a friend who knew about my relationship with Arindam, came to me early one morning. Arindam had suddenly died. When his body was brought to the hospital by his family, I saw his eyes were wide, filled with terror. The police couldn't figure out whose deep blue finger marks were on Arindam's neck. It looked like someone had strangled him. They found a diary in his room. The last page of the diary read, "I made a mistake. I betrayed Ranjana. I ruined her life. I wanted to apologize, but I know she won't leave me, even in death." That night, I was pacing alone on the hostel roof. Suddenly, in the dark corner of the roof, I saw Ranjana again. She looked strangely peaceful. In a very calm whisper, she said, "I punished the devil with my own hands. I am free. He won't be able to destroy any other girl's life. I am free today. Farewell, sister. Farewell." Then Ranjana's figure slowly faded away. I worked my whole life in that hospital, but I never married. If anyone asked, I would say I never had the time. The truth was, I had lost all faith in relationships. The reality I witnessed that night changed my life forever. Today, at 78, my memory sometimes fails. But that rain-soaked night, the hanging girl, her soul's pain, Arindam's death, I have not forgotten them for a moment. Not everyone can, because sometimes there are truths beyond science, things we see with our own eyes but cannot tell anyone. Momita was staring at Aparna in astonishment, wondering if such a thing was even possible. Aparna, meanwhile, could hear the sound of that rainy night once again.